So, how long have you been Ant-Man again?
Not long. It just sort of happened.
Hello and welcome to the What's On podcast, where we talk about films and we discuss films and we review films. I'm Billy Ray.
I am Ellie.
And I'm Tom.
And today we're talking about Antman and the Wasp.
Woo, buzz. I had to do it. I haven't done it up to this point, and then I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we haven't been here in a while because we have adult lives and sometimes that gets in the way.
I have shit to do. Deal with it.
I'm just a bit lazy.
Oh, why do I write so much? I've got to read this all out now.
Do you want me to do it?
If you want,
I'll do
that'd
it.
be cool.
Oh.
We have a little plot summary for Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Ant-Man and the Wasp, a summary by Billy Ray McAvoy.
2018.
After the events of Civil War, Scott Lang has been put under house arrest for his actions in Germany with Captain America. He has been banned from any further contact with his counterparts, Hope and Dr. Hank, who are fugitives for not signing the Soviet Accords. Damn it! That's really embarrassing. Sorry, I'm just kind of skim reading over the top. A couple days before the end of his sentence, Scott has a strange dream in which he finds himself in a woman's body, playing hide and seek with a little girl. He awakens from this dream and leaves a voicemail about this dream on Dr. Hank's phone. Scott is then kidnapped by Hope and Dr. Hank, who hypnotise him.
Hypothesize.
Hypothesize. Oh my god, we're just idiots. From the dream. I'm so sorry. I'm absolutely botching this. My only time to shine, and I'm fucking it up. From the dream that Scott has the location of Hope's mother, Dr. Hank's wife, in his head. While Scott has been under house arrest, Dr. Hank and Hope have been building a machine which would work as a tunnel to transport them into the quantum verse.
You know this isn't a speed run, right?
Let's just think about what happens after that anyway. They go into the quantum verse to save her mum.
Yeah.
And there's a villain. There's a ghost.
Yeah, there's like a ghost villain. It's an interesting story. There's a lot going on. It's very long.
It was quite long. I mean, the basic story is that Ant-Man, Hank and Hope are going into the quantum verse to save her mum.
Yeah.
And bring her back. Yeah,
and they haven't spoken up until this point where they try and use the machine, and then 15 minutes later they get a call from Hank being like, I had a dream about this, that and the other. They meet, and then you've got two bad guys. You've got the sort of thug mob bad guy who's very stereotypical, quite funny, and then you've got the not necessarily anti-hero, but the distressed woman looking very desperate, requiring their technology to stop something horrible happening to her that, with her phasing, that apparently Dr. Hank caused. What I found very funny in the cinema is I got really confused as to the relationship as it was panning out of, I am this girl. What was her name? She was just Ghost.
I just remember it was Ghost.
Ghost, yeah. And she says that she, my father, you dispelled my father, and this is when Lawrence Fishburne's character comes in, and I think, right, okay, you are her father. And then they show this other guy, and I'm like, well, who the fuck is he? When they're doing the flashback, I was so confused for quite a while. I'm like, okay, so no, you're just a friend. Help. Okay, so your father's dead. Okay, no, now I'm there with you. It was very confusing.
Dr. Foster, I thought he was Ghost's dad as well. It just seemed like that's what their relationship seemed to be.
Yeah.
I mean, she's talking about flashbacks, and there's a dad there. I just made the connection.
I just thought... But yeah, I thought it was a bit long, personally. There was a point where they're fighting over this particular part for this quantum machine that the Hope and Dr. Hank have made to go and get their mother. And you've got these three people, you've got these three different forces fighting for it, and it just got to the point where I kind of forgot about Ghost, and they've been fighting for the bit, and they had the bit, and I'm like, oh yeah, excellent, they've got the... And then Ghost comes in, and I remember just going... Oh, because I thought, oh god, maybe this would be over in like 20 minutes.
No, the Marvel films are always super long.
It was really long, and
it did not feel long for me. I didn't think it felt long at all.
But I generally thought that the middle part of the film did take a bit of a dull once Ghost started monologuing. Because honestly, who ties people to a chair and monologues about their plan and what they've been through like it's an old James Bond film?
I was literally thinking James Bond.
Yeah, but they do it in all the Marvel films.
Do they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
People get captured by the bad guy monologues, A good guy escapes.
Yeah, but it's normally something to do within the plot rather than just monologuing. Like when Thanos is describing his plan, he's trying to convince them of that what he's doing is right, whereas she just kind of...
Her monologue is more to sort of...
make Hank feel bad?
Let the audience understand her better.
No, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not really anything to do with the plot. She's just...
No, but then she would just be some like randomly phase-shifting woman and was like, why the fuck is she doing that?
No, they definitely should have explained it, just maybe in a different way that didn't feel so expository.
Yeah, but when flashbacks are so overdone, and how do you actually like get around the problem that is giving people backstory that is now not done in an overused medium, you know? It's like, who wants to see Batman's origin story again, Ella?
No, thank you.
Yeah? No?
Nope.
No?
Yeah, I think I'm alright.
Superman? No?
I was saying this when Spider-Man came out. I didn't want any more origins. So.
No more origin stories. That's the problem though. What happens when you introduce a character that nobody's ever met before?
Yeah, they have to introduce her properly because I don't think the mass Marvel fan base is overly familiar with Antman in comparison to the other stories.
Yeah.
So they do have to introduce Ghost. I did find her a little bit boring after that.
I really like the concept of the character.
Yeah, she was pretty cool. The way she could just walk through things.
I never really sympathised with her though. I feel bad, like, you know, I feel bad for everything that happened to you, and obviously you're in pain and you're dying and all this horrible thing. But I didn't actually connect enough with the character as I'm watching it to actually sympathise or really care. I did not care if she died. I really didn't. I think that's so terrible of me, but
I didn't really care till the end once Hope's mum, Janet Van Dyne, had actually got out of the quantum verse, and then she just looks defeated, like she's accepted that she's about to die, and then I was a bit like, oh shit, I feel a bit bad for her now. But before that, she got so dark when she talked about going after Scott Lang's little girl.
Yeah, I mean, fuck you. That's a kid. Like, kind of fair enough going after Scott. Fair enough going after any adult, but a kid? Fuck you. How weak are you?
Yeah.
I'm glad that the doctor guy stopped her from doing that, because that would have just been a repeat of the first film then, really, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because the Yellow Jacket went to do the exact same thing.
But yeah, I think it took a bit of a dull moment after that for a while, up until the end where they're all chasing after the lab, and Hank's actually in the lab, in the quantum verse.
Yeah.
And then Scott gets really fucking big in the water.
Yeah.
I was going to say, they've done something with the concept where the concept of the actual movie itself, where, or at least in the original movie, that the draw to it is that he can shrink down to the size of an ant. I like how they took that concept and fiddled with it very slightly by giving him like a malfunctioning suit so that his transformations would be random at times. So like when he transforms down to the size of the little kid when they're walking through the preschool.
Yeah.
They've like found ways to keep the concept fresh.
That was one of the best visual gags in the whole film.
Yeah.
When he's walking around in the big hoodie and he just runs away from the teacher. Hey, whole pass. Hey. Oh.
I kind of felt bad for him as well. You know, when he was gigantic in the water, I do remember turning to you, Tom, in the cinema and going, he must be exhausted. I mean, so tired. And of course he is, because then he collapses, doesn't he?
Yeah.
As a giant. You wouldn't wait for ages as well, as a giant. You just wouldn't.
I felt so bad for him as well, just thinking like he's walking around and he's really tired. And I've been there.
Each step is a drag, plus it's through water.
Like when you have to walk back home from work and you're just like, I can't do this. I'm too tired.
I really liked as well when they were talking about. He was talking with Lawrence Fishburne's character. What is his name?
Dr. Foster.
Dr. Foster.
Or Bill.
He was talking to Dr. Foster, and they were talking about how tall they'd got. So obviously, Dr. Hank had been playing with the idea of getting taller anyway, and they're comparing like, oh, what did you earn? 25 feet, and it's like, wow, yeah, oh, nice. And do you know what I mean? It was it was a dick measuring competition in
65 feet.
And he's like, damn. Like, I liked that. That was nice in a good way to show that this character isn't an evil character. He's
just some dude that's been wronged and it's taken his justice and maybe a little bit too far.
What both of these films have shown is that Dr. Hank is a bit of a dickhead.
Oh yeah,
to be honest.
Hank is a massive dick. Hank Pym
huge
is
dick.
a dick. Fuck that dude.
He just fires people and punches people.
I think he's just really stubborn. He won't listen to anybody either. So
I think it's passed down to his daughter as well. What did you guys think of Hope in this film?
I'll go first then.
Okay.
No, she's good. The Wasp suit was cool. It looked nice. I don't think they utilised her as well as they could have.
Good, because I'm thinking the same thing.
yeah, I was gonna say it's really nice that she's out of her and
Scotland.
Scott. Thank you. Out of her and Scott, she's clearly the superior fighter, user of the technology, understander of the technology.
Yeah.
She is superior, but they just didn't show. They showed that immensely, but I don't know. I feel like I was left wanting a bit more of her. I don't know why, and not from her. She did really well. I think the actress acted it beautifully. She was fantastic, and she really was good. But I don't know. Maybe I wanted her to have more gadgets, or I wanted her to be more in the forefront of actually.
I wanted her to have just more character. Like, she got a lot of screen time and fighting, but not really a lot happened with her.
Yeah.
She's just got the one set motive throughout the whole film, and nothing really changes very much. Like, even the scenes between her and Scott, where they're all romantic and stuff, aren't very that engaging to me. I don't really feel it.
Yeah, in comparison to the first one, I don't know what it is. I think in general, the entire film feels a little bit emotionally emptier than the first film.
Yeah, that's the good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It does. It's just like in that department.
Like, they just went for, okay, we're gonna make a badass film.
Yeah, because even the father-daughter bit that they had was still lovely, but it wasn't as poignant as it was in the first film, which everything was pretty much parentally driven.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a really beautiful dynamic in the first film. And in the second film, it was more like they were lab partners who just worked together. If you're going to call it Antman and the Wasp, I want a bit more development from the Wasp.
Yeah.
Although I did like their teaming up, it was pretty cool.
It was cool. And the moments where they let her be badass, she was badass. But it just felt a bit weird that when her and Scott were teaming up, they seemed to be just as shit as each other. Which kind of seems a bit counterproductive to the whole her being really awesome in the first film, and the only reason he doesn't let her wear the suit is because he doesn't want to lose her as well. But now she's got a suit that's more technologically advanced, and she is useless. Why?
She wasn't useless.
Well, yeah, she's not useless, but like she's just as inept at fighting Ghost as Scott Lang is, and she's supposed to be more proficient in combat than he is.
Great with regular dudes though.
Yeah.
Like when she was fighting all the guys in the kitchen, I thought that was a really good fight scene.
With
I
the
really
salt.
enjoyed that. Enlarging the salt. I liked all of the size gags. I like those a lot.
Yeah, at the end with the moth in the car, they made it look like it was a car park where you go and watch the cinema, and it wasn't. It was just a bunch of toy cars and a laptop and a giant moth comes down. It's not a giant moth, it's a regular sized moth. It comes down and attacks the car, and he's like, oh, fucking moth dust, oh.
But it worked really great as an action film.
Yeah,
I mean, there wasn't a lot of character moments, but as an action film, it pretty much did the job.
It had me on the edge of my seat at times. I thought the introduction of Ghost was ominous and badass. A little bit terrifying.
Yeah, the way she kept like fading into different places, that was really cool.
That's like some Nightmare Realm shit for me. That, like, the entire premise of her character.
She's not actually ever properly in this realm. She's in all different realms, so she's pretty much invincible because she's never really here.
Yeah.
I remember watching the film, and when she was walking, I just thought, it's as if I'm drunk, or maybe she's drunk. Just like seeing double when she walks.
It's a really bad trip, that's what it is.
But yeah, as an action film, pretty solid. I loved all the action scenes, and the very last half an hour of the film was just jam-packed with it.
Yeah, it was, again, another chase scene, another Marvel chase scene. We seem to talk about these every time we do Marvel films. They love their chase scenes. But it was a good chase scene.
I just loved when he gets really giant and he starts leaning on one of the cars.
And using
like
it as a
pushing it along.
skateboard.
Yeah. So the size gags were spot on. It's nice to have a more funny film. It's kind of like a bit of a moment for you to catch your breath after Avengers.
And then it kind of gives you that really devastating post-credits.
Oh god, yeah. I'd actually forgotten about the post-credit scene.
The first one. So yeah, when Ant-Man goes into the quantum verse to get some energy or something. in this
Healing
machine.
crystals or whatever. the
Something
fuck.
like that. And then he's like, guys, and they've all turned into dust.
Yeah,
They've all vanished.
they've been clicked.
They've been snapped.
That was devastating.
Yeah,
That was like, oh my god, he's gonna be stuck in there forever.
it explains where Ant-Man is.
Yeah, everybody's going, where the fuck is Antman? It's like, well,
Stuck here now.
He might learn about some of these civilizations that Janet spoke about in the quantum verse. Since he's probably going to be in there for a while.
I don't think it depends how deep he's gone, because he's not continually
Yeah.
shrinking. He's shrunk to a
He's shrunk to a
specific
specific size.
and now he's in that particular verse.
I imagine that but there'll be some plot point in
Some convenience.
Infinity War 2 where someone will probably like Black Widow will happenstance upon that laptop and just conveniently know what the fuck it is.
Doctor Strange is dead, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is dead.
Fuck, I was going to say, he might be able to go and get him.
Maybe Captain Marvel will do something. I don't know.
Mm.
I'm glad that they kept that as a post-credit scene though, and not a scene within the main film, because then it kind of can stand alone. Like, it doesn't have to be part of the overall Marvel verse.
Yeah.
It's just the way they tie this one in.
You can take a breather from all the serious shit that's
Yeah,
happening.
yeah.
Just sit back, pop it on. It's Sunday, 4 o'clock.
Just
watch it.
Watch this basic action film where it's funny and it's not going to make you want to cry.
And we don't have any extreme nudity or violence.
Yeah.
It would be a good gift for Christmas.
It would be a good gift for Christmas.
Do you know what I mean? It would be the good DVD that you put on after.
There you go,
watch-
Disney. Put that on the fucking box.
And then just stop it as soon as the credits start rolling. Like, that's enough, kids. We don't need to watch anymore.
Everything else is fine.
No, there's no post-credit scene on this film. No.
They didn't
It's
do
a
that.
happy ending.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's not part of the MCU, kids.
Not anymore, it's not.
Oh god.
I'd like to have a word with you about the vibranium sample you're working with.
You should make an appointment then. Contact Janet Van Dyne and we'll all have lunch.
How weird was the quantum verse?
It was
It
weird.
was, it was
I mean,
really strange.
It almost seemed like... Have you seen the Rick and Morty episode where they go inside the body?
Mm-hmm.
Like a trippy version of that.
I thought it looked like what in Lord of the Rings, whenever you put the ring on and it's all like,
Oh yeah, the flames.
and it's all flamey and fucked up and everything's distorted.
It could have been a scene from Hellblade as well.
Oh god, yeah, it could have. I was thinking that. You know, when you're in hell with the goat men and there's just one after the other coming at you around that bloody cave corner thing and there's water and I was so annoyed as well because I'd taken on 40 and I turned to you, I was like, I can't do it anymore. There's just too many. I'm tired, and you did one and that was it. Finished.
Sorry I brought that game up.
Sorry, yeah.
They did have that little horror scene though, which I thought was really good. You know, when he's walking like through the house and then he sees Janet in one of the rooms and it's really dark when he's going through all the realms. That was creepy.
Yeah.
It was really weird. It was not what I was expecting at all. Especially when he first goes in and he sees this giant floating
Yeah, they're like
thing.
like mites or something.
They've got a particular name. They do exist. They are real. They are everywhere, and they can survive everything. I can't remember what they're called, but they are real things. With the scary teeth and the arms, they are real. They are real.
That's creepy.
They live inside of you.
Yeah.
That's really creepy. He found Janet really easily as well. Like, he just kind of kept traveling.
No, because it found her coordinates. That was the whole point of, when she was all in his body.
Yeah, I just kind of thought he'd like land on some sort of quantum verse island, and then he'd have to get out and try and find.
Yeah, how did
it would have taken longer though.
How did she get there? How has she been living? She didn't even have like a hut or something. She had like proper weapons and shit. I'm like, where have you got this?
Yeah, she said it was like a civilization.
Yeah, sure, there were civilizations.
Jesus.
Which is really weird.
Imagine how small those civilizations would be, and like the actual reality of our reality, like insignificantly small.
And also time and space works different there, so it's not like we could just crush them or anything. But I want to see more of it in another film. I don't know what they'd be able to do it in. It would just have to be Ant-Man, really, wouldn't it?
I think it's probably going to be involved in some way in Infinity War 2 to get Ant-Man out of the quantum thing, and he can help with the fight, because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure they said he's in the second Infinity War.
Tony Stark might be able to get him out.
Why Tony Stark?
Because he's a genius.
Yeah.
But how would he know that he's in there?
Well,
like I said, it would be some sort of far-fetched thing of somebody happenstance coming across it or them looking for Hank Penn. Like, you'd imagine that S.H.I.E.L.D. are still chasing them or something.
Yeah, it's going to have to be super convenient how they get him out.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see how it's going to happen.
Yeah,
they'll think of something.
I don't know either, but the likeliest person to do it is Tony Stark.
Why
No, he's on Titan.
Oh shit.
Fuck, he is, isn't he?
They're all on Titan. They're fucking stuck out there. Oh no.
They are stuck on Titan because Doctor Strange is dead.
Oh no. I didn't think about this.
They are legit stuck out there. And they've the Guardians have crashed their ship.
I mean, who's even alive? Like,
the originals.
that was with Tony.
No, all the Guardians
Isn't
are
he
dead.
isn't Tony Stark just on his own on Titan?
No, there is someone else with him. No, I think he is on his ones. Maybe on Titan. I can't remember.
Nebula. He might be left with Nebula.
I think you might be right. I'm okay with Antman not being in Avengers though. I don't really see him doing much.
Hey, he could get under the he could have got under the glove and popped it off.
Yeah, get inside the glove and then make himself gigantic and the thing would explode.
That's
wouldn't it?
brilliant. Yes.
What did you think of the giant ant with the drums this time? Because I was talking to my boss at work, because we talk about films and stuff, and he was like, I didn't really like it. I thought it was a bit cheesy, which fair enough. Actually, on reflection, it kind of was, but it was also very funny.
It was funny, yeah. The ant was literally had its brain programmed to do what Scott Lang would do throughout the day, so it wouldn't seem weird. And that's just what he would do throughout the day.
I liked that ant. I thought he was hilarious, especially when he's playing the drums and Dr. Hank sees the recording. He's like, "What are you, 15?" or something.
Oh dear. Oh, and that moment between him and his daughter was really actually kind of sad as well, where his daughter was kind of prompting of, I could be your sidekick kind of thing, and he's like, "What, you?" And she's like, "Yeah, don't laugh." And it's like, oh.
Oh, when she's like, "I thought you were talking about me."
Yeah.
When he's talking about Hope.
Yeah.
And they're like very forced romance, which no one's buying.
Oh, can I just say, if from the way they made Hope the first time as well, to this strong woman she's supposed to be, I'm not being funny. Yes, she'd be civil to him and everything because he's currently got the key to unlocking where her mother is and all this, that, and the other. But it wouldn't all be like, oh, it wouldn't have been that. No, you'd be like, nah, fuck you. It wouldn't be that. But then again, I don't know, because love is blind, isn't it? It's just fucking. Well, no, we all know somebody out there who is with someone, and we're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And even they're like, I got no idea. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
She did move on from that really quickly.
Yeah.
In fact, they didn't really talk about it much after the second fight scene, and then it's all fine. It's all good.
It's when she's all like, you didn't even ask me to come with you.
What when they're talking about him going to Germany,
Germany,
in the Civil War.
Yeah, you didn't even ask me. And it's just like, well, what would you have said? It was like, well, we'll never know, will we?
Oh yeah, I liked that. That was fun.
It's true though, because she doesn't know. She doesn't know what she'd have said, but he robbed her of the opportunity. Bastard.
We could have had a better Wasp, but we've got Janet now. Janet's really cool.
Yeah, but see, this is where I wish the Marvel universe tied in more with the mutant universe, because that's what she is now.
She's a mutate.
I was thinking that because she talks about evolution and how she's seen a new form of evolution, or she's evolved herself, and I thought, is this veering towards X-Men? Mutants?
I was kind of hoping, but yeah, she's a mutate.
Like Deadpool, she's a mutate.
No, I would argue that Wade was always a mutant, but we can talk about that another time. He just from his skills and ability before they mutate him with the swords and shit. That's not normal person can do that.
This is true.
He had like I also think that Scott Lang is a mutant, from his cat burglar abilities to his incredible engineering and things. I do think that heightened sense makes him a mutant.
Yeah.
Like you saw the way in the first one he just climbed the wall.
Yeah, there might be some underlying little form of mutation there.
It's nothing big, like enough to catch the attention of Charles, but he would know about him, and there were tiny mutants they're tiny little mutations.
Charles would only really take in the mutants that needed to be hidden.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't need to be hidden.
He found the dangerous ones.
Yeah. or the ones that stood out. Scott Lang doesn't stand out as a mutant, so he wouldn't be prosecuted as a mutant.
That's why I wish they would just give up. I wish they just give up the ghost, give up the fight, and just let that world intertwine, because it's the way it is, and it would make a lot. It can make a lot more things a lot more exciting if you
you brought the X-Men into.
If you can have Iron Man standing off with Wolverine. Obviously, that won't happen at the moment because Hugh Jackman has retired from that role, and they're not going to be able to fill that for another 5 years at least as a mourning period.
Whoever comes in to play Wolverine next is fucked.
That would be really awesome. I'd love that.
I mean, it would be a brand new X-Men reboot, though, is the only problem.
And
that's
going to take a while because they've still got Dark Phoenix coming out.
Yeah.
So they've still got all of those rights and shit. So it's going to be a while before that
Goddamn
happens.
Sony. Fucking Sony, man.
Just let it go.
Let it go.
If you can't, if you're nothing without the suit, you don't deserve the suit.
We're right back.
You're nothing without Spider-Man, you don't deserve the Spider-Man.
I'm excited that Janet is out of the Quantumverse because she's a really cool character in the comics. I haven't read them, but I've heard all the stories about Janet. She's like one of the main female Avengers.
Oh.
I think she was the highest rated female Avenger, and she's led like loads of groups as well in the comics. She's led the Avengers and some of the other groups, which I don't know because I haven't read them.
Fair enough.
They didn't stick in my memory, but she's a really cool character.
Then I'm excited.
It's a shame she got clicked.
It is a shame she got clicked. She'd be really cool. And also Michelle Pfeiffer. There's never a bad time to see Michelle Pfeiffer on a film.
Never. No. She is stunning.
She does look good for her age.
Yeah.
That.
I feel like did they make her look older or did they make her look younger in flashbacks?
They made her... I think they did a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B, to be perfectly honest with you. I think they made her look younger in the flashback. Not by much, but just rolled back maybe a decade. And then they rolled forward quite a couple of years.
Well, yeah, like Hope's in her 30s and those flashbacks are from when she was a kid, so like...
So they have made her look older then. I'm just wondering because she looks so different and I was like, which one do you look like right now?
Which one more closely resembles you?
The younger one most closely resembles her, I believe. And if not,
so.
she doesn't matter because fuck the whole Spider age. She's gorgeous. I wish I could look like her now.
Yeah.
Even with her white hair, she still looked better than me.
She did look pretty cool. She said that time and space works differently in the Quantumverse, and I'm wondering if that means that she's been there for a long time. Like longer than she's actually been in there to her.
But then why is she aged exactly the same rate as Hank?
Questions.
Because the human concept of time still took upon her body.
But maybe she's evolved. Maybe she has longevity now, and she's not going to die forever.
God.
Science in Marvel films.
It's just magic.
Weird science again.
It is just magic.
It's just weird.
It's literally just magic.
This whole film's full of magic, which they try and make sciencey, but it's not real. It's not science.
It's just all magic.
Like we're supposed to believe that the whole time that Scott's been under house arrest, they've been working on the Pym particles so much that they can shrink and grow anything now.
Yeah, they're just throwing around cars and buildings.
Fucking building into a suitcase.
Where's the plumbing? How does it work?
You don't shit or piss there, mate. That's what happens. Or, I know what happens. You do it and then the ants dispose of it.
But are you telling me that when it's shrinking down, you know all those glass-like tubes and shit like that, that's not all rattling as it's shrinking?
I imagine they rattle.
No, that's a good question.
But they would
because the
also
whole time
shrink.
that he's in the Quantumverse, there's no one in the lab. They're just stealing the lab between
And
themselves.
shrinking and growing and shrinking and...
No, the lab doesn't shrink and grow at all.
But you know, everyone's like nicking it.
But they grow and shrink the lab whilst they're inside the car growing and shrinking.
True, they do that.
Yeah.
And that's why he starts losing connection, because he's like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
What are they doing? And also, right at the end of the film, when he's back with Janet and they're all happy, and then he throws and he puts a house on the ground near the ocean and just grows a big house, and I just thought, really?
That's the house, isn't
That's
it?
their house.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, do you need some like planning permissions or something?
No, it's some up shit.
Like, does he own that land?
It
Put
is
it where you
some
want.
shit.
Again, the plumbing. I just the electrics.
It doesn't even matter. Because the thing is, if somebody came along and was just like,
scientist.
I'm in Hawaii on this beach and there's just this Victorian house, the authorities would be like, yeah, okay then. And even if they did come, you'd just shrink it and run anyway, so...
But they'd be like, there's a house here now.
Yeah.
The house was small enough to fit in his pocket. Surely he could just shrink it with them inside the house, and they could just chill there, and nobody would ever know they were there.
Yeah.
I just thought it was hilarious.
That would be dangerous near the sea, though. All those bloody crabs
Actually,
and
that's
shit.
true, yeah.
Can you imagine us shrinking down
crab.
and this giant crab? You would be shitting yourself.
Tom's massively scared of crabs.
I hate crabs, man. Only when they're alive. I like them when they're dead. They're really tasty.
They're really tasty.
Oh, God.
The worst thing was when we were watching YouTube videos and there was that crab that had that knife and somebody was trying to take the knife off it and you were like, mate.
Is this a real crab?
Yeah, it had a knife and it was proper just like jamming away.
Oh, now imagine that, but you're like the size of your thumb.
Nightmare.
And there are these giant crabs with knives coming
Don't. What about the seagulls? I'll be shitting myself. Let's not go to the beach and drink ourselves.
Should we just
Terrible
should we just
idea.
avoid the beach?
We should just avoid the beach. There are seagulls and crabs there.
Scott Lang kept getting gulped up by seagulls, didn't he, at one point?
Yeah,
That was hilarious.
and his ants getting eaten.
And they're like, oh, for God's sake.
Visual comedy.
Yeah, it's brilliant visual comedy. Lots of shrinking and things growing. I loved it. Giant Hello Kitty pen thing. What did you think of Michael Pena?
Michael Pena, yeah. He was
Funny.
It's the same. They do the character the same justice. They do the same with T.I.'s character as well. And the Russian guy who I don't actually know. But they basically wrote them the way they were in the first film, just gave them less screen time, which is maybe a little bit better for the people that didn't enjoy it, but I think he's fucking hilarious. Especially after they give him the truth serum.
It's not truth serum.
He was great. Like,
Damn, this is a truth serum. It's not a truth serum.
Yeah, because funny enough, you know when we reviewed the first Ant-Man film, I said that I didn't really like him in it very much, but in this film, his little backtracking stuff where he's doing all the voiceovers, I thought that was one of the best parts of this film.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good, which is weird because in the first one I just didn't vibe him that much. I thought he was funny. He was very much a side character, but that is okay.
yeah.
It's a strong
It's
side
A-okay,
character,
yeah.
and that's fine. That's great.
He's there for a reason. He's there for Ant-Man's more, for Scott's more personal side and his non-Ant-Man side.
Yeah.
Like stuff he's doing in real life. So the plot was pretty good for what it was. I mean, it was just an action film, right? It was just pretty simple.
Yeah, it was an action comedy.
But I thought the pacing was a bit off.
It dulled in points, yeah. Comparatively to the first film.
Yeah, the first one was all action, all go, no stops, but in a good way.
He said a bit more kind of talking and, as you said, monologuing and okay.
Yeah, this was a bit more basic in sort of old-fashioned film terms. It's like, okay, we're back to this. But price-wise, I would definitely go see this again.
Would you rate it out of 10?
Right, okay. Yeah, let's get to that. I would give this film a 7 out of 10.
Interesting.
Yeah, solid action, solid comedy, lots of underdeveloped characters, but for what it is, it's a nice breath of fresh air.
I'm gonna give it a 5. It was all right. Like it was good. I enjoyed it, but it was all right. And I would go and see it again because you two are. But I'd rather go see the Meg in the better screen.
I don't know. I've seen the Meg.
See, I'm actually going to give it a 6.
Have they?
I did enjoy it, but thinking about the film more afterwards, because obviously when we saw the film initially, we all discussed what we thought about it. Thinking back on it, it not being as good as the first film makes it a little bit more disappointing to me, so I'm going to give it a 6, just because I really enjoy the first film.
Okay, I gave the highest rating. I wasn't expecting this at all.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I was a bit shocked when you said 7.
Yeah. Well, it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good. It was above average for sure.
Oh yeah. I've seen some
seen
shit
worse.
films.
I've seen worse.
Like The Meg.
Yeah, I've just seen the Meg, and that was worse. But we can talk about that in another one, maybe.
Yeah, there was some good cinematography, good special effects, but Marvel are always good at that. So
Marvel seemed to have a sequel problem.
Yeah, there were fun little gags in it as well, though, which was good.
Yeah,
It was
I guess
funny.
they do have a sequel problem. I've not actually really thought about that before, but
Yeah, because everyone
Dark
thought
World is-
Guardians 2 wasn't as good as Guardians 1.
Guardians 2 is not as good as Guardians 1. Dark World is not as good as Thor, though Ragnarok is better than both of them.
Yeah, Ragnarok trumps them. Maybe the third ones are always going to be good.
Iron Man 2 isn't as good as Iron Man, but Iron Man 3 is I'm not 100% sure whether I think it's better than the first one or not, but it's definitely better than the second one.
Although Captain America 2 and 3 are way better than the first one.
Captain America 3 is the best one.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Civil War's the best one. That's more of an Avengers film. So
it is way more of an Avengers film. At least Winter Soldier is a
Captain America film. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. If you want to message us at all, you can email us at whatsonpodcast@outlook.com. We also have a Twitter, whatson_podcast.
Do we tweet yet?
I do tweet sometimes, but I'm not on it that often, in all honesty. I shouldn't be saying this on the podcast. But yeah, if you want to contact us, you can contact us there, or feel free to leave any comments, or like, or subscribe, or all the jazz, all the lingo. Hopefully we'll be back next week. We've been very bad with scheduling because we're adults and we've got adult lives and things get in the way. But hopefully we will be back next week. So thank you for listening.
Bye.
See ya.
If you two are finished comparing sizes...
65.